halfway through the week. How are we there already?
It's absolutely flown by.
This day at Holiday Club, we're normally like, how is it halfway through? Yeah, but there we go. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you enjoyed doing the crafts yesterday. Did you make a little foam boat? I wonder whether it went sailing. Did you find any peculiar places of sleeping? Or maybe you've just got to know most peculiar place you have fallen asleep. Matt, have you had a peculiar place where you've fallen asleep?
I mean, falling asleep like while being buried on the beach, you know, like when you dig yourself a big hole, and I've fallen asleep there before. Which is very brave. Luckily, I wasn't near. I wasn't near the sea. No, I wasn't near the tide. That could have been weird, but no. Yeah. So, what about you?
I was thinking of a peculiar place to fall asleep. Probably. Well, I've not quite fallen asleep, but nearly like nodded off during like lectures at university. I don't say that's a bizarre place. I think that's probably quite a normal place.
I think quite a lot of people have it. One of my friends, genuinely at university, fell asleep during one of the lectures, but he kind of fell asleep head on the table with his pen in his hand, and then he woke up and carried on writing.
Oh, that's quite
There's photographic evidence of him doing that.
Well done. Cool.
Shout out to you, Rob.
Yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed yesterday's stories and looking at how Jesus calmed the storm and how he fell asleep in a peculiar place on the boat in the middle of a storm. Like,
I mean, I'm a heavy sleeper, but that is something else.
I can't do that. So that is quite impressive. And we were learning and looking at how the disciples trusted Jesus. So the fact that they were a bit worried to begin with, but they had faith because they could see that Jesus had power over the wind and waves. He could tell them to be still and quiet, which is quite impressive, really, isn't it? I can't tell the wind to stop. I mean, I wish I could. And the rain to stop. That would be quite...
It's more the sun to shine. I think that's probably what we'd rather have, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Now, Matt, yesterday you had quite a successful day.
I did. What, in the Leaders' Challenge?
Yeah, in the Leaders' Challenge.
Yeah, well, I smashed it. Yeah, I managed to transfer them all.
Yeah, I think I lost.
No.
Yeah, I'm just not very good at challenges. But well done in the Leaders' Challenges. So talking about challenges, it's now time for day 3's warm-up challenge. Heads or tails? Matt, do you have your coin ready?
I do.
Whoa.
I'm ready this time.
Okay, so if you end up doing heads, you're going to have to do a plank.
Ooh. Oh no.
For at least 20 seconds.
Oh no. Okay. And if it is tails, you will have to do like kind of 10 stretch up and then touch your toes.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. You can get very dizzy if you do that.
Yeah, you take it at your own pace, don't.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to choose tails.
Come on, tails. Yay, tails!
Okay, so I need to do 10 set-ups and touch my toes. So 10 reach up and touch your toes. Is that right?
Yeah, go for it. 10 of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does that count as 10th one?
No, that's fine. There you go.
Just want to point out, just our t-shirts again this year. Yeah. So mine is from Ocean Quest, which was a few years ago.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 years ago. That was my first one that I did. Yeah. And this one is Treasure Seekers, which I think was the year before Ocean Quest.
Oh, okay. So, have you been on any of these?
Yeah, you can recommend
Wonderful,
it.
yeah.
Cool. Right, we'll...
Is it story time?
It is story time. It is story time. Do you want a high five? I'm just going to do a high five, random high five.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, story time. Today we're going to look at a story that involves lots of people and how they all encountered Jesus. It's kind of like everyone all encountering Jesus and seeing what experience meeting Jesus had on them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Stories of the Bible. Jesus feeds the 5,000. This is Jesus,
Hey-o!
who is the Son of God and the Savior of the world. While Jesus was on earth, he taught everyone about God's love. He did many miracles and healed people of their sickness.
Oh, hey, everyone!
A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went because they saw his miraculous signs as he healed the sick. A crowd started to gather around Jesus. There were 5,000 men and many more women and children. Turning to Philip, he asked,
Hey, Philip!
"Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" You see, Jesus was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we worked for months, we wouldn't have enough money to feed them."
Hey, I got an idea.
Then Andrew spoke up. "There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that with this huge crowd?" Jesus said, "Tell everyone to sit down."
Right, everyone, sit down.
Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and gave them to the people.
Here you go.
Afterward, he did the same with the fish, and they all ate as much as they wanted.
Want some more? I'm all good, thanks.
After everyone was full, Jesus told his disciples, "Now gather the leftovers, so that nothing is wasted."
You got it.
So they picked up the pieces and filled 12 baskets with scraps, left by the people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves and 2 fish.
The story that we've just listened to was about a huge crowd encountering Jesus. And what an amazing encounter that was. Miraculous, even. As usual, the crowds were following Jesus. They really wanted to see all the amazing things he was doing and to listen to his stories about God. He must have been a really good teacher because they'd been listening all day, and it was only now, when it was getting late, that they started to realise just how hungry they were. When Jesus asks one of his friends, Philip, where they can get bread to feed the crowd, Philip just says, "Oh, we can't afford that." It seems to me like Philip has forgotten that Jesus can do what we might think is impossible. Taking just one little boy's packed lunch, Jesus says a special thank you prayer to God for the food. And when it's shared out, there's more than enough for everyone. Can you believe it? The crowds must have been amazed that day. I bet they began to realise just who Jesus was. More than a good storyteller. More than a great teacher. More than just a kind man. Surely, only someone with God's power could have fed thousands from only 5 loaves and 2 fish. Now, maybe your lunch today is from Aldi or Morrison's. But this story tells us 2 main things. Firstly, that Jesus is no ordinary man. No one else I know could have fed the crowd like he did. And secondly, this story tells us how important it is for us to thank God for everything that we have, especially for our food. I wonder what you could say thank you to God for today.
Lots of people in today's story had an amazing encounter with Jesus, didn't they? They were sitting for ages out in the desert, in the sun without food, and they must have been really hungry and getting a bit fidgety, and maybe a little bit hangry. I don't know if you've ever got like that, a bit grumpy when you've not had food. And what happens? Jesus feeds them all with some bread and some fish, and they're all satisfied. Jesus feeds them all. It's quite amazing. And there's over 5,000 people were fed that day. Suzanne has got her packed lunch with her today. Suzanne, what have you got in your packed lunch?
It's not very exciting.
But the lunch box is. Look at that, guys.
Yeah, I know. It's my favourite. I've got some couscous.
Lovely.
But I didn't bring anything to eat with it.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's going to be tricky with my fingers.
Okay, couscous.
And some hula hoops.
Excellent.
I like when you put them on your finger, you know.
And eat them one at a time. Perfect.
And then last thing.
Pretend to be healthy.
Exactly, an apple to get some fruit in me.
So I don't know if you're watching this just after breakfast or it's around lunchtime. I don't know what you've had for breakfast. Maybe you've had cereal. Maybe you've had a boiled egg or something like that. Maybe you're looking forward to your lunch and it's going to be a sandwich or pasta or something with fruit and veg. Who knows? But the thing is, whatever yummy food that you've got, it's very easy just to get stuck straight into it because we're so hungry and we just want to gobble it all up. It's so easy to do that without stopping and realizing all of this is a gift from God. As much as Jesus fed those people, God feeds us through lots of different ways. So we're going to lead us in a prayer of thanks to God for all that he gives us. And maybe at some point you could write your own thank you prayer that you could pray before meals. Keep it really short, just saying thanking God for the food and for those who've made it. So let's take a few moments and we'll thank God for the food that he provides for us. Loving God, thank you for all the food we have to eat.
Thank you for all those who produce our food. Farmers, growers, pickers and packers, and shops.
Thank you for our ability to afford to buy lots of different food that we enjoy.
We want to pray for those who don't have as much, for those in far-off lands, and those even in our own town who need help from the food bank.
And help those who work at the food bank as they give out many food parcels to people who really need them.
Help us to be more grateful for all that you provide for us.
Thank you, God.
Amen.
Hi, and welcome back to Day 3's challenge. Unfortunately, we checked the footage yesterday, and we're going to have to disqualify Matt from yesterday's round because he was actually cheating whilst he was doing his polo moving. So
Outrageous.
he was putting more than one
Outrageous accusation.
on his straw. If you go back to check yesterday's video, you'll be able to see for yourselves. So,
In my defense, can I defend myself?
No.
The internet connection was unstable. I didn't hear the rule.
I'm going to knock 3 off for you. 1. There we go. But I'm going to give everyone else 1 extra point. So Phil is now in the lead.
We can't have that.
Followed by Suzanne. Followed by me. Oh, me and you are in joint last place.
Oh, that's... Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not last. We're joint third anymore. Okay, so today's challenge is, Day 3's challenge is how many cream crackers you can eat in 1 minute. Okay. Anyone have an idea of how many they might be able to eat? Anyone to predict?
1.
3?
In a minute?
Yeah.
1.
I'd be happy with 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1.5, 2, I think.
Are we doing halves?
Yeah, but I don't think you get a point for a half. It's a whole one.
Okay.
I'm just showing. Okay.
If this was hobnobs, by the way, I would absolutely win.
Oh, that's a good idea. Hobnobs. Right, okay. I'm just getting the timer ready.
Second round, right?
Right. Everyone got their cream. So we're allowed 1 cracker in your hand at any time. Okay. You can have as many as you can, as long as by the end of it, well, it's however many you've swallowed by the time the minute ends. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. On your marks. Get set. Go.
So dry.
Mmm.
That's so dry.
Not good. Mm-mm.
Why do we eat these for fun? I've got no saliva left. Where's it all gone?
20 seconds left.
What? One. Oh.
5 seconds.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It's hard.
You're still chewing, Matt.
It's Followed mine. Okay. Phil, how many did you?
2.
2. Suzanne?
2.
Matt? I had 1 and this much left.
Well, hang on. I made a mistake. So I completed 1. And then you said 20 seconds left. So I was like, right, I'm going big. So I then just put 2 in my mouth at the same time. Like, I put 1 in whole and then put a second one in whole. And I got about halfway through. So can I count that as 2?
No.
Why not?
Because you're still chewing.
No, to be honest, I think I'm still getting marshmallow from the other day, but...
Okay, well, I definitely lost that one. So, Phil and Suzanne, you both got 2. Matt, should you say 1.5? 2 for Matt?
I'll take 1.5.
1.5.
And then I also got 1.5. So, how does that work with the points?
4 points for Phil and Suzanne, 2 for me and you.
Okay. 4 for Phil and Suzanne.
Ooh.
Okay, Phil.
That was tough. That was really tough.
It's so hard. Phil, you're on 11. Suzanne, you're on 9. And Matt and I are still coming joint third with 6.
Do you want a cracker?
I'm fine. I'm good. Hope you have a good day, everyone, and join us tomorrow to find out what we're doing next.